What up, football family? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Show. I'm your host, P.O. Coulter. It's week 5, ballers and ballettes. So you know what that means? It means that dreaded bye week season is upon us. We're going to have some key players that's going to be sitting out for the next several weeks. And the Fantasy Football Show will be here to help you scoop up those guys to keep that machine rolling to get you into the playoffs. Now, do not underestimate the power of the bye weeks. Now, this is where you have to really get your GM game up. You got to coach and GM your way to the top, as my big brother likes to always say, and he's definitely right. If you started out the first 4 weeks and you struggled out of the gate, the bye weeks is a time to where you can make some ground on some of these other teams that may be loaded with their starters but have a weak bench. And they're not doing their due diligence on the waiver wire. Those are the times where you can pull off those upsets to get back into that playoff push. And on the reverse side, if you started out strong out of the gate, this is the time where you solidify that, where you maybe get some separation between you and the people that's right on your tail, because everybody's still compacted after 4 weeks. So with that being said, let's get on with the show. Now, with it being bye weeks, we're going to profile running backs this week for one simple reason. There's a lot of quality running backs that's going to be sitting on the pond, and it's not because of injury. Just listen to this list of names. Ray Rice, Steven Jackson, Felix Jones, you have Reggie Bush, you have Daniel Thomas. Just pick a Washington Redskins running back. It's like every week they play one and he gets 100 yards. So you combine those three, neither one of them are playing. So put them on your bench and let's look elsewhere. So if you're looking for a quality running back that may be sitting on your waiver wire as a 1 week play for matchup purposes, holler at your boy. I got you hooked up. All right. So let's get started. Now, first of all, I just want to say that if you're looking for a running back and you get points per receptions, you always want to tilt to the running back that gets receptions over yards. I mean, it's a lot easier for a running back to get you 10 points with 30 yards rushing, 5 catches for 30 yards than it is for him to get 100 yards rushing. You know what I'm saying? So be smart, be diligent, check out those receptions when you're looking at your waiver wires. And some of these guys here may be just what you need to get you that week 5 W. All right? So we'll start out with Mr. Jonathan Stewart, running back of the Carolina Panthers. Now, Stewart is sitting on most people's waiver wire because the running game has been pretty ineffective for the Carolina Panthers. I mean, why run it when you got Cam Newton beasting out like he's been doing? But Stewart, he does play backup to D'Angelo Williams, but he is a much better receiver. He has 17 catches on the year already for 173 yards, and that's in addition to his run production. Now, why he would be a better play than D'Angelo Williams this week is because they're facing the New Orleans Saints and their high-powered offense and their number one stud quarterback in Drew Brees. So you have a shootout in the making with two of the hottest quarterbacks in the game right now, Big Cam against Drew Brees. So that means that football will get a bunch of frequent flyer miles as it soars back and forth over that football field. What that means for Stewart means that he has a much better chance to get you overall points than Williams, because he is the one that's active in the passing game. He'll be the one to get those check down passes. And if the game is a shootout, he may be the one that gets the bulk of the work, the bulk of the looks, and the bulk of the targets this week from the running back position. Now, if Stewart is already gone, then you may want to take a good close look at Joseph Addai, running back of the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I know we normally don't equate Joseph Addai with the waiver wire, but let's face it, you've seen the Colts without Peyton Manning. I'm just going to say terrible. I'm just going to say terrible. They've been absolutely wretched. But this last game and a couple of quarters, Curtis Painter, who was the original backup to Peyton Manning, has been in the lineup because 8,000-year-old Kerry Collins got knocked out with a concussion with that 15-second windup. Have you guys ever noticed how long it takes him to wind up and throw the ball? No wonder why he gets pummeled. I digress. Why Addai will be a good play for you this week is because, number one, he's healthy. When is the last time you said that Joseph Addai was healthy in week 5 of any football season? Number two, there's no other running backs to vulture carries away from him at the goal line if they are fortunate enough to get goal line carries. And number three, he is and always has been a great receiver out of the backfield. So those all combined helps. And if that isn't enough to pick him up on your waiver wire as a 1 week stretch play, the Kansas City Chiefs and their ridiculously garbage defense, 27th against the run, should be the cherry to pop on the top. So if you have Joseph Addai on your waiver wire and you got a couple of guys out, go ahead and pop him in your lineup. I mean, facing the Chiefs, this may be the 1 week where he does beast out, and then you throw him back on the waiver wire and let him rot there for the rest of the season. No disrespect, Joseph, but I digress. Now, we'll move on to our viewer selection of the week, and this viewer pick comes from a gentleman by the name of Mac D. Team name Big Plays. Now this comes from Nashville, Tennessee. Shouts out to the hometown. Cashville is definitely in the building. How about them 3-1 Titans there, Mac D? All right. Now, Mac D actually wants to show some love to another running back by the name of Ernest Graham. Now, he's a backup running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, his value mirrors that of Jonathan Stewart in the fact that he's not the starter, he's not the every down running back, but he is the running back that's proficient in the passing game. LeGarrette Blount, who basically is a starting running back, he's absolutely awful. He has 2 bricks for hands. He can't catch the ball, so they completely yank him off the field on any type of passing down. 3rd down, 2-minute drill, end of game, or if Josh Freeman has to throw from behind to catch up, that's going to be all Ernest Graham. Trust me, I own LeGarrette Blount. He will not be on the field. So if you're looking for a stretch play, you may want to lean towards Graham because he does have 23 catches on the year in addition to his rushing yards. And he is facing a San Francisco 49ers defense that got absolutely lit up by Michael Vick last week in the tune of 400-plus yards. Yeah, they're currently sitting at 26 in the league against passing. So if this is going to be a week that you use Graham, it might as well be this week. After this week, get your 10, 15 points, scrap that sucker. All right? Now, moving on to our super duper sleeper pick for those cats to be sleeping on the country boys from Cashville. You didn't think we'd have a sleeper pick for you? Wrong. We got one for you. He goes by the name of Isaac Redman. Wait for it. Who? Isaac Redman, backup running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, why would he be a good sleeper pick this week? Well, because everyone in front of him is banged up. Rashard Mendenhall, as it is today on Wednesday, is listed as day-to-day. The Steelers are hopeful that he'll play, but nothing has been confirmed. Big Ben is battling an injury. He's slated to play, but he's going to be hobbled. And backup running back Mewoldy Moore is definitely out with an ankle injury. So next up to bat is Redmond. Now, for those who follow the Steelers and those who don't, you already know what their game plan is. It's smash mouth. It's run the ball down your throat, set up the play action pass so Big Ben can get those speedy wideouts down the field and vertical. That will be very tough against the Tennessee Titans this week, but I digress. Getting back to Redmond, how he'll be a great play this week. If you're a Mendenhall owner, you want to go ahead and pick him up anyway because he may be one of those game time deactivations, and it may be too late then. Somebody else who watched the show will already have him scooped up player. So go ahead and scoop him up as a contingency plan. If he plays, he's going to get 20 to 25 touches. I mean, they don't have any other choice. That's just how they play football there. So if you're absolutely desperate, and the 3 guys that I mentioned ahead of him are already off your waiver wire, monitor the situation. You may want to pick them up, and then you'll be the one who gets to thump your chest in your league for picking up a scrub nobody who got you 10 to 15 points on your bye week. All right? Now, oh, and by the way, before I go any further, shouts out to you, Mac D. Thanks for showing love on the Fantasy Football Show with that pick. All right. Now, moving on to our Homer Alert pick. Now, we've been in this show long enough now this season that you know what the Homer Alert is, so let's get to it. This week, Homer Alert goes out to anyone who owns the New York Jets defense. Yes, I know you love Rex Ryan. I know you love Revis Island, Cromartie. I know you love that blitzing and how they shut people down and made it to the AFC Championship game 2 years in a row. This week, get them out your lineup, player. They're facing the record-shattering, on pace to be offense of the New England Patriots and a fired up and peed off Tom Brady. You think he's not remembering that beatdown that the Jets put on him in the playoffs last year? man, they about to spread those Jets out and do work. So surely you have someone on your bench that can get you more than a point or two on your defense. That's all we have to say about that. So that concludes our Week 5 running back waiver wire bye-week edition of the Fantasy Football Show. Now, if you have some thoughts that you like to share yourself, feel free to leave a comment and share yours as well. The fans will be checking in and be reading those. Also, be sure to hit me up and follow me on Twitter. We have updates that go out throughout the week. That's at PL Culture. That's at PLCOLTER. Again, shouts out to MacD for his contributions to the show. Shouts out to all of the people who watch, because without you, there is no me. And in closing, we always like to say that life is a sport, so always play to win. It's your boy PL. I'm out. God bless.